Well, you may have seen me out, but I would never put myself in a position to get hurt or be caught. I would never hold hands or do anything improper in public. So everything I did personally was private. I made sure of that. I won't send a naked picture, a naked video, anything, because it may possibly get out, and I didn't want to take that chance back then. Now, who cares? But back
the moment DA Brat stepped into the room, she could feel the weight of what she was about to reveal. For months, there had been tension building between her and Judy, tension that seemed small at first but had been growing into something much more painful. Today, DA Brat wasn't holding anything back. She was going to share the truth, the full extent of the fight that had not only shocked her but also left her questioning everything.
I love you, and of course I love her, and I don't like the tension. Because she seen me hurting over the interview you just did. What happened in that interview you did? I don't want them to get the reaction that you give. Because after you did your interview, bloggers and interviewers, they like, you ain't talk to your sister, but I was like, I talk to my sister every day, whether I talk to you every day or not. We good. Don't worry about us, we good.
What started as a simple disagreement had escalated in a way that no one, including DA Brat, could have ever expected. I didn't want to believe it, DA Brat said, her voice shaky but strong. But the truth is, I can't keep pretending this didn't happen. Judy crossed a line, and I have to speak up about it. DA Brat's voice trembled as she began to share the details of the argument that led to her shock and anger. It was supposed to be just another day of parenting, another day of us trying to work things out, DA Brat said, eyes clouded with the pain of the memory. But something snapped. We started arguing about something small, at first, just the usual differences in parenting styles. But then it escalated. I didn't expect it to get to the point it did. DA Brat explained how the argument shifted from a disagreement to a full-blown emotional breakdown. I thought we could talk it out like we always do, but Judy wasn't listening. She was angry, defensive, and before I knew it, we were shouting at each other. Her voice cracked as she recalled the tension of that moment. And then, in the heat of it all, Judy did something that I never thought she would do. She took our child away from me. The shock in her voice was evident. In that moment, I realized how much I had underestimated the intensity of what was happening. We weren't just arguing anymore, we were fighting for control. And when she snatched our child, it felt like everything came crashing down. DA Brat recalls the exact moment when the argument turned from heated words to something much more painful. It wasn't just a fight, it was like everything I thought I knew about our relationship was suddenly in question, DA Brat explained, shaking her head as she remembered the moment. We had been arguing about who should make decisions regarding our child. I thought it was normal to disagree on things, but Judy wasn't having it. She was adamant, and the more I tried to talk, the more she shut me out. The emotional intensity of the situation was palpable. It felt like she wasn't hearing me. She was treating me like I wasn't even there. And then, when she took our child from me, it was like the ultimate betrayal. DA Brat's anger and hurt were raw. She didn't just take the child, she made it clear that she didn't trust me, that she thought I wasn't fit to make decisions. It wasn't just about parenting, it was about control. It was about making me feel powerless, and that's what hit me the hardest. The gravity of the situation had overwhelmed DA Brat in a way she never imagined possible. DA Brat opens up about the root cause of the argument, which had started out as a simple disagreement but quickly spiraled out of control. It all started with how we were going to handle discipline for our child, DA Brat shared, the frustration clear in her voice. I wanted to be more lenient, let them make their own mistakes, but Judy thought that I wasn't being firm enough. She felt that I was being too easy on them, and I didn't agree. DA Brat explains how their different parenting styles clashed, but what happened next was more than just a difference in approach. It was a breakdown in communication. We weren't hearing each other. We were just shouting over each other, and it didn't feel like a conversation anymore. It felt like an argument I couldn't win, DA Brat admitted. At one point, Judy just snapped, saying I was being a bad influence, and then she took our child, like I wasn't even allowed to be a parent. DA Brat's voice grew heavy with pain as she reflected on the turning point. It was like I was invisible to her, like nothing I said mattered anymore. DA Brat continues to describe Judy's actions during the argument, which had left her speechless. When Judy snatched our child, it felt like a punch in the gut, DA Brat shared, her eyes welling up with tears. I never thought she would do something like that, take our child away from me in the middle of an argument. The betrayal in DA Brat's voice was clear as she recounted the scene. She didn't just walk away. She took the child and locked herself in another room. I couldn't get through to her, and I couldn't get to my child. DA Brat paused, taking a deep breath before continuing. In that moment, I realized how deeply I had underestimated how far things had gone. I had no idea she was capable of doing that. It was a total shock. DA Brat's frustration was evident as she spoke about how Judy's actions made her feel powerless. She treated me like I didn't have a say, like I didn't matter. And that's what hurt the most. The feeling of helplessness stayed with DA Brat, clouding her thoughts long after the argument had ended. The emotional damage caused by Judy's actions went far beyond the argument itself. It wasn't just the fight, it was the fact that she took away my ability to parent, to be there for our child, DA Brat explained, her voice thick with emotion. In the moment, I felt like I couldn't trust her anymore. How could I trust someone who would do something so extreme in the heat of an argument? The emotional toll of the fight had left DA Brat questioning her entire relationship with Judy. I never thought I'd be in a situation like this, but I couldn't ignore how much it hurt me. Judy's actions showed me that our relationship wasn't as strong as I thought it was, DA Brat shared. When she took our child away, I felt like I was losing everything, not just the argument, but the foundation of our family. The hurt and confusion were overwhelming. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to fix this. How do you come back from something like this? DA Brat's voice faltered as she spoke about the pain of realizing that trust was broken. I don't know if we can fix it. I don't know if I can trust her again. The fallout from the argument didn't just affect DA Brat and Judy, it affected their entire family. This wasn't just about me and Judy anymore. It was about our child, DA Brat said, voice tinged with concern. I had to think about how this would affect them, how they would feel seeing their parents argue like this. DA Brat reflected on how the fight had disrupted their family's stability. Our child had never seen us like this before. They saw us arguing, fighting, and I couldn't bear the thought of what that would do to them emotionally. DA Brat paused, shaking her head. This fight changed everything. It made me question if we were really ready to raise a family together, if we could be the parents our child deserved. The damage to their family dynamic was profound. We were supposed to be a team, but in that moment, we were just two people fighting for control. DA Brat continued, the sadness in her voice palpable. It's hard to come back from something like that, especially when it affects the people you love the most. When DA Brat confronted Judy about the incident, the atmosphere was thick with tension. Judy's response was a mixture of guilt, shock, and defensiveness. It was clear that the truth had hit her hard, and she was struggling to come to terms with the reality of the situation. At first, Judy didn't really know what to say. She was shocked too, and I could see the regret in her eyes, DA Brat shared, reflecting on the raw emotions that both of them experienced in that moment. Judy's shock was palpable, but it quickly shifted into defensiveness as she tried to explain herself. DA Brat could sense the internal conflict within Judy. On one hand, she seemed remorseful, but on the other, she attempted to justify her actions. But at the same time, she tried to justify her actions. She said she was just trying to protect our child, but I didn't see it that way, DA Brat continued. Judy's attempt to explain herself only added to DA Brat's frustration. It was as if Judy wasn't fully grasping the gravity of what had happened and how it had affected their relationship. Judy's defensive stance left DA Brat feeling even more frustrated, as she longed for acknowledgement of the hurt she had experienced. I wanted her to own up to what she did, to acknowledge that she crossed a line. But instead, she tried to downplay it, tried to make excuses for her behavior, DA Brat admitted. This response, instead of offering any form of relief or clarity, made DA Brat feel unheard and invalidated. She didn't just want an apology, she wanted Judy to take full responsibility for her actions and the impact they had on their family. The fact that Judy seemed to be deflecting responsibility left DA Brat questioning whether they could ever move past the incident. For DA Brat, the issue wasn't simply about their disagreement. It was about how Judy's actions had made her feel. It wasn't just about our disagreement. It was about how she made me feel powerless in front of our child, DA Brat explained, the emotional weight of her words evident. The situation had left DA Brat feeling diminished, as if she had no control over the situation, and that, for her, was one of the most painful aspects of the ordeal. It wasn't just the fight, it was the way Judy's behavior had undermined her, especially in front of their child. DA Brat wanted Judy to understand how deeply that affected her, but it seemed that Judy wasn't fully processing the emotional toll it had taken. Despite Judy's apology, DA Brat was left uncertain about where their relationship stood. The tension between us remained thick, DA Brat shared, the heaviness in her voice showing how unresolved the situation was. Judy apologized for what happened, but for DA Brat, the words felt insufficient. In the end, DA Brat found herself at a crossroads. The confrontation with Judy had revealed just how far apart they had grown, and the lingering tension made it difficult for DA Brat to envision a way forward. While Judy's apology was a step in the right direction, DA Brat knew that true healing would require more than just words. It would require actions, understanding, and a deep commitment to rebuilding what had been broken. But at that moment, DA Brat wasn't sure if that was something Judy was truly ready to do. The uncertainty left DA Brat grappling with whether the relationship could be salvaged or if it was time to let go. The public reaction to DA Brat and Judy's parenting clash was swift and divided. Fans took to social media, expressing their shock and support for DA Brat. "I can't believe Judy did this," one fan tweeted. "DA Brat deserves someone who respects her and her parenting choices." Another fan shared their sympathy for DA Brat, saying, "Parenting is hard enough without all this added stress. Judy should have known better." Celebrities also chimed in, offering their thoughts on the situation. "I think what happened here is a reminder that parenting isn't always easy, but we have to support each other, not tear each other down," one celebrity commented. The public was quick to show their support for DA Brat, praising her for standing up for herself and her family. Despite the intense fallout from the argument, DA Brat is determined to move forward. "I'm not going to let this tear me apart," DA Brat said, her voice filled with determination. "I have to focus on my own healing and my child's well-being." DA Brat is now focused on taking control of her future, both personally and professionally. "I'm stronger than ever. I know what I need to do, and I'm not going to let this define me," DA Brat shared, a sense of purpose in her voice. "I'm moving forward, no matter what." If DA Brat's emotional journey resonated with you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about DA Brat's parenting fight with Judy? We'd love to hear from you.